Hey everybody, I'm your host, El Grande Gato, and this is 95 The Roar, a channel for the fans, by a fan, restoring the roar. Today we got a great conversation for you guys. Carolina Panthers 53-man roster is looming upon us. I got one thing to tell you, man. Carolina Panthers are about to make a great mistake, according to one Sports Illustrated insider, in cutting Haynes King here. Look, man, if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the share button, make sure you guys subscribe, all that and much more. Sit back, let me take care of you guys, man. With that being said, if you guys are interested in some merchandise, I got some coming real soon. I'm so excited about that. I'll tell you the more details later on. What else we got going on? I think that's about it. Oh, I got one more announcement, but we'll save that for the first roar, okay? Let's get over there. All right, first roar here, man. Fantasy football leagues are going, and they're about to be gone here. League One is full. If you're interested in League One, it is completely full, okay? Don't send any money in for that. League 4, we got 3 spots available if you're interested. Leagues 2, 5, and 6 are available. The numbers are accurate, okay? So again, make sure you guys join these fantasy football leagues. If you need to figure out how to pay, the information is on the screen. If you have any concerns or email or questions or anything of that nature, email me at panthersnews247@gmail.com or 1995theroar@gmail.com, okay? With that being said, let's go ahead and get into what we came to talk about today. The reason why we're bringing this information up is about Haynes King is we're getting ready to have a 53-man roster cut, and one Sports Illustrated insider here, I believe Zach Roberts, is getting ready to forecast or foreshadow that the Panthers are making a grave mistake when it comes to cutting ours, King, Haynes King. Yes, the King is about to leave the building, and it's not for good reasons here, man. So let's talk about it. Let's find out what they're being said, okay? This article, again, is by Zach Roberts of Sports Illustrated, okay? He's saying the Panthers should not cut Haynes King after his beautiful showing in the Hall of Fame game. And I quote, "This performance has some Carolina Panthers fans dreaming of a potentially being Bryce Young's backup. While sure, that's possible, is Dave Canales really going to have King, an undrafted rookie, leapfrog a more proven option and Kenny Pickett on the depth chart? Okay? So again, this is his conjecture here. He said, it is true that the ultimate goal of a backup should be able to aid the starter, in the sense that the Panthers are probably happy with Pickett, who has a wealth of experience and knows the plays and the offensive schemes, okay? But you just cannot let a true talent go for nothing. You just cannot let a true talent go for nothing. In this case, cutting Haynes King would be just that. You especially can't let him go to an actual offense in more ways than one. Haynes King is 6'2", 212 pounds, a phenomenal short yardage package quarterback. Okay? If you haven't been keeping up the Carolina Panthers, they use Mitchell Evans to take quarterback sneaks. Sure, that would indicate the Panthers are doing a sneak, but sure, it does not put a tight end under center. The alternative is not to have the plays available at all, which has hampered Dave Canales and the Panthers. Additionally, Haynes King is one of those plays, meaning that the Panthers could do anything. He could execute a quarterback sneak, a handoff, a bootleg, a pass. So the defense would eventually have to be on their toes on 4th and 1, not just a quarterback sneak. The Panthers offense has never been creative enough to do anything like this. Wow. So again, this is a Sports Illustrated insider speaking. He said the Panthers have never been creative on offense to do anything like this. I like this reporter. Shout out to him. Let me read that one more time. He said the Panthers offense had never been creative enough to do anything like this. But one can imagine the sort of Taysom Hill-esque plays that they can run with Haynes King. He said this during the offseason that he's a quarterback and not a hybrid. The Panthers could use him in fun 2 quarterback plays. Again, Haynes King has came out clearly and stated for his own reconnaissance that he is not a hybrid, he's a quarterback. So Haynes King believes he's a quarterback. He's not some kind of gimmick, gadget kind of guy. According to Zach Roberts here, the point is King is actually talented. He's not likely to ever be an NFL starter, which I disagree with, but he's certainly good enough to keep on a roster and should see the field for plays like the one mentioned above. For what it's worth, Kenny Pickett is being paid $4 million, and his leadership and mentoring for young is worth losing for a talent like Haynes King. Okay. According to Zach Roberts, beautiful article here. Shout out to Elaine as well. I borrowed that from him once he put it in there. Let's take a look at something here, man. I want to show you guys exactly what the job of a NFL scout is, a college scout is, okay? I really want to, this is a teachable live tonight, so if you're new to the channel, please subscribe up. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, okay? Let's give me the 2,000 subscribers. I'm keep doing the good work that I do, and I keep, thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me along the way, okay? On this live today, I really want to break down how difficult it is for scouts to really look at a player when it comes to whether or not they'll be a bust, whether they're not worth keeping developing, whether it's not they'll be a star, what they look for. And I want to try to compare Haynes King with others, including a former NFL MVP and currently my favorite quarterback, Josh Allen. So there's some intangibles that they have in, and then why I believe, okay? So sit back. This is a very teachable show. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. All right. So an area scout in college, they spend over 200 plus days on the road visiting college programs. They talk to strength and conditioning coaches. They talk to equipment managers. They talk to athletic trainers to find out everything they can about a player's lifestyle, whether it be injury, whether it be injury recovery, whether it be his work ethic, okay? Here's a fun fact, y'all. Y'all wanna know something fun? No BS. I applied for Portland State, right? I applied for Portland State area college scout, right? I didn't get the job, but I was considered, so that's really dope for me, right? So yeah, college scouting and player scouting is something that's in my wheelhouse, something one day I hope to be. But Portland State University, I was a part of that program consideration, even though I didn't get it, okay? So that's what they look for, man. There's guys, so when people say, you know, why is this guy on the roster, or why is this guy even this and that and the third, right? There's people's job, livelihood that is tied to bringing good talent to teams, okay? And then you have pro scouts. Pro scouts, they evaluate players for other teams. So when you say scout, it's not just scouts alone, right? You can't just lump them all in together. Pro scouts, they go around and they look at the waiver wire, right? So while we're focusing on Bryce Young, there's people that's literally going around watching the Patriots, watching the Giants, looking at who's on the waiver wire, look who could get cut. They're going around, and then they also look at up-and-coming opponents, right? We're getting ready to play the Bears. You got people that watch the Bears and see their formations and their schemes and scouting reports and monitor free agents, practice squads, and all that other good stuff, right? So that's what a pro scout is. That's not just one group of scouts, okay? So with that being said, they come up with a grading system on whether or not a player will turn out to be good or not. Now, one of the things they do, besides go around, talk to coaches, conditioning staff, medical injury staff, even family members and friends, they want to get a good picture of who I'm bringing in, okay? Now, I'm going to tie this into Haynes King in just a second here. Another thing that they look for is uncoachable and coachable traits, okay? Uncoachable traits are things like such as explosiveness, arm length, frame capacity, spatial awareness, change of directions, things like that, right? A guy who can run a historical 10-yard split, you can't teach that. That's just, you know what I mean? You can't teach a nigga's arm length. If a nigga got 10 feet worth of arms, you can't teach that, right? And I'm being facetious, right? My man got 12-inch hands, you can't teach that. Those are uncoachable traits. Those are physical traits that are God gifted for depending on what position he's playing, right? You got the frame capacity, big shoulders. You got your big shoulders. You got a wide, you know what I mean? No homo. You got wide hips, right? Wide hips, a nice lower frame. Things like that matter in the trenches. These are uncoachable traits, as well as awareness, right? You can't tell somebody to be aware, right? If somebody is uncantily aware of everything on the field, those are things that you look for. Those are special traits. Things that you can look for that you want to see somebody do good is ball placement, footwork, people running route trees, reading coverages, right? Pre-snap reads, stuff like that. If you're coming in the game And this is why I'm not necessarily tripping. If you're coming into a game or coming into a team and you struggle with foot placement, if you struggle with reading coverages and stuff, but your uncoachable traits such as having big hands or being able to have good awareness, if your uncoachables are more valuable than your coachables, then I take that over anything, right? And we're going to talk about what I believe Haynes King is. Okay, give me a second. This is a very slow live. We're going to talk about it, okay? But I believe Haynes King has more uncoachable physical traits that can overcome the shortcomings of his coachable things, such as, poor mechanics, footwork, stuff like that. A lot of things that have been said about him. Okay? And when you want to break it down, this is per the Indianapolis Colts fans for, what's this? Indianapolis Colts fan forum here. When it comes to quarterbacks, they're looking for processing speed, ball placement, under pressure, and pocket motility. You got 2 out of 3 of these that are non-negotiables. When you're looking at a factor of whether or not a quarterback is worth investing in, you're looking at processing speed, ball placement under pressure, and pocket motility. Haynes King definitely checks 2 out of 3 of these boxes, if not all 3 of them. His pocket motility, you're looking at his processing speed, you know what I mean, and how he handles pressure, you know what I mean? So, to me, that's already a check in his favor as far as whether or not he's worth developing, or could he have the intangibles to become a star, okay? Now, if you guys don't know, when it comes to college football scheme, it's usually often dumbed down, right? If you see on the screen, like if you ever watch a college game, you see like Oregon does this a lot. They use pictures and different signs and stuff like that. It's usually one snap read. It's really just real simplified for guys that can't, you know what I mean? They don't really have time to go X, Y, Z, stagger, Y, trips, left, right, double, bunch, strict, 8, jingle, win. That's too much for you. A lot of these guys not going to make it to the NFL. So they have to simplify it, okay? But what you want to do is when it comes to predicting whether or not a guy has the ability to be a star, you want to see, does he have those top 5 physical traits, right? Like I told you. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, Haynes King is one of these guys. He's a white gentleman that runs a 4.46. Okay, the average quarterback is not running a 4.46. That's a physical elite trait that he has. That's a top 5% elite trait that he has. You know what I mean? His ability to create mismatch with his legs, right? His ability to be physical, man, in short yards and goal line and things of that nature. His ability to move the pocket under duress, right? These are elite physical traits. So when you're scouting, you're looking at players and whether or not you should bring a guy in at the quarterback position. Obviously, you have the simple stuff such as reading coverages, throwing mechanics, stuff like that. But then, as I just told you, uncoachable things such as physical traits that are God-given, you can't ignore those either, okay? Another thing that Haynes King has that makes him special is he has a high processing motor. One of the things that scouts look for is players who can react under duress and continuously give effort every snap, every play, under pressure, under duress. A high pressure situation produce high functional players, right? And I'm gonna show you here in a couple times, so just give me a second. I'm gonna show you here in a few minutes where coaches, teammates, and players talk about this in college, okay? They talk about his high processing and his high functional motor under duress. So, again, this is according to what college scouts look at when it comes to whether or not determine a player is elite. And I'm already reading this. I told you, high pressure on the motor, high processing, high pressure on the motor, high motor under pressure, excuse me. You know what I mean? You got elite intangibles, okay, such as pocket motility, being under pressure, okay? And you got those things, okay? Now, whether or not a college player will be a bust or not, man, this is something that they look at. Players who dominated the college scene purely because they were older, stronger, or faster than 19 years old. But they lacked the elite technique or uncoachable traits. Now, I believe Haynes King is, what is he, 20-something? I think he's 21. I think he's 21, I believe. I could be wrong. So, if a lot of times when scouts look at a player, if they say, okay, he's an older guy, he's not necessarily the most talented guy, but because he's older, he has the advantage over 18, 19-year-old kids out there, right? That's not him. guys who lack physical traits, right? The eliteness, techniques, and speed, and all the other good stuff, process and motor. But because he's older, you have an advantage. That's not Haynes King, right? Haynes King is a guy who is older, but he also has physical elite techniques and trait. So you can't say that he's a college trap. You know what I mean? And plus, he went to an organization to where he literally had to make guys better to win, right? He literally had to make guys better to win. Matter of fact, he was pretty much, I hate to say this, but he's really the sole reason why he won at Georgia Tech. Okay? You also consider guys' football character, again, off the field, stuff like that. Does he have a diva mentality? Is he a blue-collar guy, right? Okay? And then last but not least, you look at medical red flags. Whether or not a player is a Hall of Fame talent or even an all-star player, you look at whether or not he has a bunch of medical concerns. So, will he be a bust coming out of college? Now, if I'm a scout, I'm considering everything I'm mentioning, right? He's definitely not no 21-year-old beating up on kids that has no talent, okay? He definitely has great football character. You can't call him that. He doesn't have any medical red flags there, okay? Now, as an evaluator, you ask yourself, man, as a veteran role being filled as an undrafted free agent, 20% of the cost, right? Pro scouts evaluate how much can I get this guy for, right? If he's going to bring in a guy who I believe has these intangible, will it cost me less than 20%, right? And then we pretty much got him for free. We got him for the freebie. So you can check that off there. Has the player hit their ceiling yet? Or do they still show traits? Haynes King is nowhere near his ceiling. Haynes King is nowhere near his ceiling. Okay? So when you consider whether or not you want to bring him in, you want to cut him, you ask yourself, before I make this move on this roster, should I cut him? Has he already peaked? No, he has not peaked. And I'll tell you why. Again, I'm saving that for last. I'm going to show you why he hasn't peaked. He definitely checks the feasible cost, right? He's definitely affordable. Is this player a scheme legacy or from the previous coach, right? A lot of times, a guy in college, they thrive because the scheme is for them, right? A good quarterback often is put into a situation to where they can adapt to anything, right? Unfortunately, like Bryce Young, man, I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback, but, it is what it is. Bryce Young cannot play in every scheme. If we were to run like an open run air raid offense, you know what I mean? We couldn't do that. We couldn't do it. We literally have to tailor down our scheme because our quarterback can't do that. Haynes King is not a guy that you have to literally tailor down your scheme to. Often, although he did run RPO for a good bit in Georgia Tech, he's not that guy. He's not just that guy, right? That's because he had talent that was porous around him. So he had to, when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. So, but he can, and you have to give him an opportunity to fail. If you believe that he's a one scheme guy, give him the opportunity to fail. Try him out. Put him in a scheme where he has to learn. But I truly believe that he's not just a one-scheme guy, such as Bryce Young and others, okay? Now, what else we got here? What else we got here? Oh, okay. Now, background. Oftentimes, scouts spend a lot of time talking to low-level employees, such as equipment managers, dorm staff, tutors. Coaches can lie to promote their players, but equipment managers, players that are entitled or lazy, they often expose them, okay? So consider this as well. I'm going to break over. I got a lot of quotes for you guys. I told you it's going to be a little bit of a long live. I got a lot of quotes for you guys where people are vouching for Haynes King, okay? So, but oftentimes, if you really want to know a character of a person, talk to the guy who's making $9 cleaning up after them, okay? So, and that goes a long way. He has a lot of positive quotes from a lot of different people, okay? Now, with that being said, scouts love the fact that a quarterback that can run, having an elite speed of 4.5 with a high school track background. King is not just a fast quarterback, but he is fast by his skill position. I told you his average skill position is not running 4.4, 4.5. Not only does he run a 4.4, 4.5 or 4.4, 4.6, however you want to put it, right? My man has had backgrounds in other sports. He has sport when it comes to track, the 400-meter 4x4 anchor, okay? And the reason why is because although Haynes King said he's not just a gimmick quarterback, he believes that he is a true quarterback. He's not some kind of a goal line package, but, in the grand scheme of things, you do what you got to do to make the roster. And in that case, you can use him on goal line, red zone, but not just running. Not just running. I know a lot of people often put him in the Taysom Hill category, but this guy can throw too. You can fall into the trap and think he's just a goal line red zone quarterback, and you'll be messed up because he'll throw a bootleg right out the back. You know what I mean? So beautiful thing. Okay. Now, when it comes to his deep ball, King has a great torque and velocity and ball placement when it comes to putting those deep balls. When operating outside the pocket, he rolls out with his bootleg, and he has accuracy that remains to be smooth. He has great torque, great velocity, ball placement when breaking containment. When the play breaks down, he has to go outside the pocket. He definitely maintains his calm composure, and he definitely is accurate when he's on the run. Beautiful, beautiful thing. He's not necessarily the biggest, strongest arm I ever seen, right? So, but he has a standard functional arm, all right? Not everybody's going to have a rocket or a cannon for an arm, but you definitely want somebody who can at least make the basic rudimentary throws in the NFL. So, Big K, if this guy is all of that and much more, then why hasn't nobody, or what is the conjecture on him? Well, here's the conjecture. When he is under pressure, and the pressure is in the middle of his lap, his footwork breaks down. When you get to Haynes King and you put the pressure on his lap, his footwork breaks down. I don't know how important it is for you guys to understand that throwing comes from your feet up, excuse me. A lot of people think if you have a big arm, you can just muscle anything in. Let me say this. If your feet work is not great, then you have no power to drive the throw. If you have no power to draw the throw, you're going to have lame duck passes. If you're not balanced in your feet, your accuracy dies, your velocity dies, your power dies. Throwing at the quarterback position starts with your feet, from your legs to your hips and up. So, unfortunately, one of his biggest red flags was coming out of college. When the pressure's in his lap, he tends to break down mechanically from the bottom down, okay? Which leads to him overthrowing receivers or putting the ball in various dangerous ways. But there's an explanation for that. I'll tell you why. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm leading up to something here, okay? If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Another big red flag about Haynes King is this. He's 6'2", he's 212 pounds, he's lean, he has a very high cut frame, and he takes a lot of punishment. You know what's funny? Cam Newton took a lot of punishment, and I think he paid for it at the end, you know what I mean? Shoulder injuries, Liz Frank injuries, a bunch of other injuries. But the thing is Cam Newton was over 225, I believe, 225 plus pounds, and he was 6'4". So a lot of scouts have a lot of concern whether or not this guy can take punishment, which, at this point in time, to me, that's not fair. I mean, we literally got a 5'9" quarterback right now. We got a 5'9" quarterback about what, 215? How much does Bryce weigh? Bryce is what, 5'9", weighs about 200 pounds? So, if you're worried about Haynes King getting hurt, man, really don't do that. I mean, we got the smallest quarterback in the league, and he has yet to have any significant injury, okay? Now, a lot of people said that another red flag for Haynes King is coming out of Georgia Tech, that he's very heavily dependent on his scheme. As I told you earlier, they ran RPO in Georgia Tech. He doesn't have a lot of experience working through full reads, 3 progression drop back steps, leaving NFL teams to believe his post-snap processing ability. Again, his scheme was more so predicated to the talent around him, right? You can't have Haynes King come out here and run a spread offense when you got the kind of stuff that he had around him. And I'm going to tell you exactly what he had around him, okay? I'm leading up to something, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what he had around him. So for people who say, well, in college, he ran an RPO and he don't know how to read the field and he drop backs and stuff, that's because the people around him were trash. Haynes King won Offensive Player of the Year in college football, and none of his receivers got drafted. Does that sound like a person who's dependent on a scheme when nobody's helping him out? But okay, I digress, okay? Now, one of the things we talked about when scouts are looking at players, whether or not they're worth developing or worth keeping, is you want good feedback about leadership, about a character, right? Now, check this out. His head coach, Brent Key, shared a story from a bowl game about Haynes King and him having the opportunity to break several passing records. And I quote, Even with a chance to break several Georgia Tech passing records, Haynes King was calling for the team to run the ball, and they ran it 20-plus times in a row. He is as unselfish as they come. When you look at a guy who is, oh my God, that melts my heart like chocolate on a hot summer day. You're looking at a guy who has a chance to cement himself and make himself a legacy player. Legacy. He has the opportunity to make himself a legacy player here, dog. Cement yourself in college history. You can't take that away. And instead, during the bowl game, he chose to run the ball. They ran the ball 20 times in a row. 20 times in a row when he had the chance to cement himself in history. When it comes to Brent Key, his head coach from Georgia Tech, he also emphasized how King's mentality coming from Texas Tech. And I quote, Haynes King is a starter. Make no doubts about it. I'm not about to put a short leash on him. I don't want no starting quarterback to go out there and feel like if he makes one mistake, he's going to get yanked. In other words, this coach from Georgia Tech believed that, hey, man, I'm going all out with him, dog. I believe in him. And that's what I love about it, man. If you got the guy behind center, you shouldn't have question marks to the point whether or not they can do their job. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, the correlation from Brent Keys and Haynes King is tied together. You don't do your job, I could lose mine. Okay? So to hear his coach come out here and say, look, make no doubt about it, I ain't got no short leash on him. He's going to do what he's got to do. Okay? Now, on his toughness, check this out. This is what is said about his toughness, dog. Coming out of Georgia Tech, the facility and the staff around him was talking about his pain tolerance. According to one beat writer, they said that this, I quote, the toughest player I ever seen. The legend of Haynes King, close quote. The toughest player I've ever seen. The legend of, man, if that don't get you fired up, dog, let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. You got people speaking on, this is a tough nut to crack. You went to Georgia Tech, and I'm going to tell you who he had around him. I promise you. Just give me 1 second. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Let's get to 2K. I want to get 2K, please. Can I get 2K? Get a 2K? This kid is so tough. He's so smart. He's unselfish. He's uncanny. I mean, he's gifted. He's talented. And man, I don't know what else to say for this gentleman, okay? But everything about him, I like it, okay? Now, I asked myself, here's what you guys want to hear. If Haynes King is such a great quarterback and if he deserves to be a star in this league and all this other good stuff, then what happened at Georgia Tech? Surely he had Hall of Fame receivers, right? Surely he had John Mechie around him. Sure he had Jameson Williams around him. Sure he had Jamari Gibbs in the backfield, right? Like Bryce Young did, right? Haynes King won Offensive Player of the Year. Did he have J-Mo in the wide receiver room? Did he have Mechie in the wide receiver room? Did he have Jamari Gibbs in the backfield? Bryce Young did. He won Heisman. My man did this with, check this out. He did this with a 6'3". He didn't have any 6'3", out of boundary, physical dominant receiver. Instead, Haynes King had a bunch of undersized slot receivers and developmental underclassmen. He had a converted running back at receiver. Lord Jesus. Wait a minute. Wait up. Hold up a minute. Let me put some big cat in it. Wait up. Hold up a minute. Let me put some big cat. Wait a minute. You telling me Haynes King didn't have Jameson Williamson? You telling me Haynes King didn't have Mechie? You didn't. Let me read this again. Haynes King had a bunch of undersized slot receivers and developmental underclassmen, and he also had converted running backs as wide receiver. Wow. And this is the guy that won Offensive Player of the Year in a Power 5 conference. This guy won Offensive Player of the Year in a Power 5 school. Let me say this again. I got a big tongue. Underclassmen receivers, undersized slot receivers, developmental underclass, and he had running backs that were converted into wide receivers. Jesus. You talking about Bryce Young had no weapons. What the hell do you call this? And you're crying for Bryce Young? Okay. Malik Rutherford, 5'9", 170, a quick twitch, undersized slot receiver who operated in short snap. 5'9" receivers. Wow. 5'9", undersized receiver. Okay. Eric Singleton Jr., a track star who was a freshman / sophomore, but he was still developing, learning how to run the route tree. So you're dealing with a 5'9" receiver. You got a guy who was fast, but didn't know how to run a route tree. You had Jamal Haynes. Jamal Haynes was a running back converted to receiver. I don't ever want to hear no excuses, bro. I don't ever want to hear no excuses. I don't ever want to hear no excuse for Bryce Young. 5'9" receiver, 170. That was a slot receiver that operated in short, quick concepts. Eric Singleton, who was a track star, but did not know how to run route tree. Eric Singleton didn't know how to run the route tree, and then you had a running back in Jamal Haynes converted to receiver. But Bryce Young had Jamison Williamson. Bryce Young had Mechie, Jamari Gibbs, C.J. Stroud, Jackson Njigba. My man won Offensive Player of the Year with this. I could end the live right now. I don't need to. How do you? If you told me, if I read this to you before last year, if you told me that this nigga would be Offensive Player of the Year with that, I wouldn't believe you. And you'll be a liar if you say you believe him. This Haynes King is a dog, bro. So check this out. Okay, let me keep going. We're moving a little slow here. So instead of Haynes King becoming dependent upon locking in on one-on-one matchups, like like Mechie or Jamison Williamson beating somebody, he literally took an offense and he possessed certain traits to get this team and this offense into position to be great. Every player was a valuable option to receiving the ball from him. Every player. He completed 82.8% of his passes in a game against Georgia State, hitting 10 different receivers. He never had a true number one receiver. He never had a Jamison Williamson. He never had a Mechie out of college. He never had a Jackson Njigba. He never had a Marvin Harrison Jr. He had a bunch of niggas that just played ball and a running back that played receiver. Shout out to Mark Cumming. He said, "Big Cat, you the best." I know I am. Nah, I'm playing. I'm just a normal brother. Stay right there. I know you're excited. I know you like it. I like this too, okay? Hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe up. When I tell you the fast processing and his evenly distribution of the ball is the reason why he became Offensive Player of the Year last year out of Georgia Tech, it speaks volumes. This is the same guy who took my Georgia Bulldog, the back-to-back national champion 2021-2022 Bulldog, to the brinks of being knocked out of playoff contention. Eight overtime games. I was up here damn near 2 a.m. watching an overtime game. Who is this guy? When I first seen Haynes King in college, I said, who is this guy? Who is this guy? This guy is taking my Bulldogs to the. This is not Alabama. This ain't Ohio State. This ain't any. This is Georgia Tech guy taking my Bulldogs to the brink of elimination. And he gave it everything he had with nobody receivers. The fact that he runs a 4.46, he essentially is his own elite weapon. You had to respect him on every play because of his legs. And if you bit in too much, the play action was always there. He gave people opportunity. Let me tell you how great he is, dog. In an offense that was so stagnant, in an offense that was lacking explosion or a true number one receiver, his legs gave the gift of life. His legs gave the gift of life. If it wasn't for Haynes King's ability to scramble and move, then people don't buy into the play action. They don't buy into covering the quarterback. because his ability to move and scramble throughout the pocket, guys got open. There was one-on-one matchups where people, even if you didn't have the best ability to run the route tree, if you had a little bit of speed and a little bit of separation, guys had to respect the running game with Haynes King, but it also opened up guys who were mediocre over the top. Haynes King is in a class of a beautiful elite company, including Jaden Daniels, one of only 5 Power 5 quarterbacks to have over 2,800 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns, and 700 yards rushing in a season. Jaden Daniels was the other one. Jaden Daniels was the other quarterback. Jaden Daniels rushed for over 2,800 passing yards, threw for over 2,800 passing yards, over 700 plus rushing yards, and 25 passing touchdowns in one season. Okay? Just to get a little more freaky with it here, he's only one of 5 quarterbacks since 1956 to have at least 240 yards passing, 80 yards rushing out of the Power 5 conference. He's in the company of Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Johnny Manziel, Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson is an NFL MVP. Johnny Manziel won Heisman. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl winner and MVP. Jaden Daniels is a Heisman. The difference between Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Johnny Manziel, and Lamar Jackson is they had players around them. God damn it, it's not even fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair, man. You're telling me a guy that belongs in the same breath as Jaden Daniels and Johnny Manziel and Lamar Jackson and a Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts, with all these weapons around him coming out of college. He had no weapons and he's still in the same breath as these guys. It's not even fair. 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 You telling me a guy with no weapons is in the same breath as Jaden Daniels in college and Lamar Jackson in college and Johnny Manziel and Jalen Hurts. It's not fair. It's not fair. And you guys just want to S on him. You just want to shit on him. You just want to shit. I don't know what to tell you niggas, bro. Let's get some king emojis in the chat. Let me pause the video. Make sure you like, share. I gotta get some king emojis. I'm not gonna go any further until I get some king emojis. Can I get some king emojis? I want some king emojis in the chat, dog. My man is in the company, good company with nobodies. If you put Lamar Jackson, Haynes, you put any other quarterbacks in an adverse situation, I don't know if it turns out the same way. I don't know if it turns out the same way. Okay, let's get some king emojis. All right, now, with that being said, Haynes King leadership remained the same. He never complained. He never cried. He never made a fuss, man. I mean, most kids nowadays with the transfer portal being what it is, right? A lot of people they will be quick to hit the giddy up, right? You know what I mean? Now every day everybody's chasing the bag. Everybody, if you're not getting the bag or you want the playing time, if you're not getting the playing time, you're chasing it somewhere else. But Haynes King, his resiliency, his ability to just continue to fight and press on and carry the burden for a shitty organization. Georgia Tech sucks, by the way, right? A shitty organization at Georgia Tech and still be able to fight and keep them in contention, right? Here's what his head coach had to say about him carrying that burden back in 2025, and I quote, "For the first couple of years, I think at times Haynes became kind of burdened with it. My. Heavy is the head that wears the crown." Can I get some crown emojis? His head coach from Georgia Tech. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. I see a couple haters in the chat. Watch out, little daddy. This ain't for you. I see a couple haters in the chat. Watch out, little daddy. This ain't for you. Hey, little daddy, step back. Little daddy, step back. This ain't for you. Check this out. Let's get some king. This is his head coach speaking. He said, for the first couple of years, I think at times Haynes became kind of burdened with it. Wow. It became tiring. Let's get some crowns in the chat. Watch out, little daddy. I see a couple of you haters. This ain't for you. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. This ain't for you. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. Listen to how great he is. Not only is he physically talented and gifted, not only is he mature enough to be a leader, but heavy is the crown that wears, heavy is the head that wears the crown. For the first couple of years, I think at times Haynes King became kind of burdened with it. He even became tiring. Oh my God. Watch out, little daddy. I see a couple of you haters. I know I'm making you mad today. I think loser, he lied. Go to loser shit. He lied. He got something for you over there. I ain't got nothing for you. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. I got something for you over here. Watch out, little daddy. Let's get them king emojis. Watch out, little daddy. Loser live. Go check it. Go over there. Watch out, little daddy. I got something for you over here. Watch out. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out, little daddy. All right, here we go. For the first couple of years, I think at times Haynes King became kind of burdened with it. It became tiring because he was the leader. God damn it. For the first couple of years, I think at times Haynes King became kind of burdened with it. It became tiring because he was the leader. He was the person that everyone looks up to. King, crown. We had other supporting casts around him, but now he got guys around him taking that burden off of him. King, crown, king. Man, I respect men and women who are resilient, dog. The will to fight is a motherfucker, bro. Yes, I respect niggas in the will to fight. Every day's a struggle, my nigga. You know what I mean? And in this program, you know that you're not at a Georgia, you're not at an Alabama, right? You're not working with this kind of equipment on the outside. But yet, you still answer the bell, right? Real men answer the bill. You step up to the bill, right? So it's like, man, I respect that, dog. Even if you know it's going to cost you draft stocks, he could have easily transferred. He could have easily transferred and went to a school where it was laden with talent on the outside, right? There's nothing stopping him from going to a school laden with talent, right? Alabama or somewhere, and he could easily be, I'm this guy. I had Jamison Williamson. I had Mechie around me. He could easily have done that, right? He stayed. He carried the weight of a franchise on his shoulder. If that doesn't speak volume to you, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Now, the offensive coordinator also had something to say as well, Buster Faulkner. Okay? He was talking about Jamal Haynes, receiver, can carry as much of the load as you'll let him. That's what his receiver. He said Haynes King can throw an array of receivers and threats. He gives guys confidence to go out there and make plays. His offensive coordinator said Jamal Haynes, which was one of the receivers, the running back that turned into a receiver, can carry as much of the load as you'll let him. He's being very generous right here, right? Because Jamal Haynes wasn't nothing. But he did say King can throw to an array of receivers and give guys confidence to go out there and make plays. He gives you something that makes me feel all right. It could be nothing, but I'm willing to give it a try. Please give me something so I can know you from my heart. Haynes King gave guys confidence and an ability to go out there and make plays. Hey, watch out, little daddy. I see you hating. Give me a second. Let me read this super sticker right here. Shout out to God of Blackness. He said, what we crying about today, boss, in my big cat voice, slave voice. I know y'all God damn, y'all got me reading like what's name. He said, what we crying about today, boss, cat, in my slave voice. I now yield to my trolling broadcast. Carry on, sir. Hello, chat. Keep pounding. God damn, y'all got me talking stupid today. Shout out to God of Blackness. Watch out, little daddy. This ain't for you. This ain't for you, baby. Give me 1 second. This ain't for you. This ain't. Watch out, little daddy. Watch out. I got you. Give me 1 second. I'm in class right now. Let me teach. I'm in class. Watch out, little daddy. Shout out to Jeremy. I see you, Jeremy. Watch out, little daddy. This ain't for you, little daddy. I got you, little daddy. I'm teaching. Making these boys mad on the mic. Hey, I got you. Watch out, little daddy. I got you. Okay. Okay. Now, also, the head coach. Listen to this. The head coach at the University of Miami, in case you guys don't know, Miami went to the national championship last year. Mario Cristobal. This is your rival. Miami went to the national championship last year. Not only did they go to the national championship last year, they also had the defensive player of the year and Bain come out of there, right? Here's what the head coach had to say about Haynes King last year. The national championship attendee head coach, Mario Cristobal, and I quote, Haynes King and their offense are really good. Yards per play, they're up there with the tops in the country. He could chuck it all over the place too. You have to prepare for a lot of it. West, King. He said that offense is really good, yard per play. They're up there with the best in the country. He can chuck it all over the place. You have to prepare for a lot of it. King. How many, let's be honest, how many defense coordinators had came out and said, Bryce, we had to prepare for Bryce? How many niggas come out and said we got to prepare for Bryce? I'll suck my syrup out of my syrup container. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Mario Cristobal. So I asked myself, I said, when we're looking at elite talent such as a rarity of quarterbacks that run sub five seconds in the 40, I want to see what list came up. And I looked at certain guys. I said, give me a list of quarterbacks that run sub 5 seconds in the 40. I'm going to show you something. If you look on your screen right here, you see Mike Vick, Robert Griffin, Anthony Richardson, Justin Field, Taysom Hill, Seneca Wallace, just to name a few. Vince Young. Not bad company. Even the backup quarterbacks. If you guys don't know who Seneca Wallace is, Google him. Seneca Wallace was a pretty solid backup quarterback for the Seahawks. Went on to play, I think, with Minnesota as well. Mike Vick had niggas sick. Uh-oh, he too quick. Mike Vick. Yeah. Mike Vick had niggas sick. Uh-oh, he too quick. I love that. Robert Griffin, Heisman winner. If it wasn't for his injuries, who knew how long that coon would be going? Who knew how long Robert Griffin would be going? Justin Fields. Hey, man, played really good at Ohio State. Was a top pick. They had some good moments. But he also had weapons around him in Ohio State. Mike Vick played at Virginia Tech. Robert Griffin was with Baylor. Baylor was one of the most potent offense coming out that year. Baylor had one of the best offense coming out that year. Vince Young, national championship. You see how unfair this shit is, bro? When you look at guys run similar, less than the 5 flat, right? When you look at guys quarterbacks running less than 5, and you look at some of the top names, Vic had Vitek, Anthony Richardson had Florida, Robert Griffin was a Heisman winner with Baylor, Justin Fields had Ohio State, Vince Young was on the national championship winning team, right? And you had guys like Taysom Hill and Seneca Wallace. A lot of these guys made their name because they had outside help. They had other weapons. So, well, Big Cat, what that got to do with anything? And don't forget about Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson, who have yet to run their official 40, but it was clocked at somewhere in that same ballpark. Take a look at some of these guys' record. I said, could you rank these guys in order as far as production when it comes to being a sub 4.4 or sub 4.5 kind of guy? Lamar Jackson has a 76-31 record, over 22,000 passing yards. Mike Vick 61-51 record. Kyler Murray 38-48 records, 20,000 passing yards. Okay, let's keep going. Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick, Kyler Murray, Robert Griffin, Justin Fields. They had success in the league, man. They had success in the league. None of them end up winning any Super Bowls. My man, Lamar Jackson, 5 playoff appearances. 5 playoff appearances. Mike Vick, 4 playoff appearances. Kyler Murray, 1 playoff appearances. Robert Griffin, 1 playoff appearance. Justin Fields, no playoff appearances. Lamar Jackson, 2-time NFL MVP. Mike Vick, 4-time Pro Bowler. Kyler Murray, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time Pro Bowler. Robert Griffin, 2012 Rookie of the Year. Justin Fields, 1,000 yards rushing. Vince Young, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time Pro Bowler. And the list goes on. When you look at guys with the similar uncanny intangibles of a Haynes King, they have success in this league. Now, there's other factors when it comes to their win-loss record, which, again, including you building around them and stuff like that. But if you're looking at their sheer talent alone, it transfers over. It transfers over. I just read you a list of achievements from these guys. And the sad thing about it is Haynes King has never had the option of a top 5 receiver. He's never had that. He's never had that. Mike Vick was playing with Algie Crumpler and Roddy White and them boys and shit like that. You know what I mean? These guys have had weapons, man, whether it be in college or the NFL, man. You can't say that about Haynes King. And all he has done is deliver, man. All he has done is deliver. I long for the day that this guy gets his opportunity. And if the Carolina Panthers consider cutting him, you will regret it. You will regret this. Let's keep going. I told you it's going to be a little bit of a long live. I got more for you guys. So I asked myself, man, let's take a little peek. What quarterback that he's remind me of coming out of college? Hit the like button. Make sure you share and subscribe. I said, this guy has a similar intangibles of a Josh Allen. No, he's not exactly the same height. No, he's not exactly the same weight. No, he doesn't have exactly the same hand size and stuff like that. But there are cross measurables, okay? So before you get in the comment section saying, this nigga said he just like Josh Allen. No, I did not. I said they have cross intangibles. If you don't know what cross intangible means, that means they share similar things in common, okay? Please do not mix my words up. If you have low comprehension, go to loser shit, okay? All right, here we go. Let's get rolling here. Josh Allen coming out of college. He had a generational arm strength, had a rocket for an arm. People looked at his size and said he's very durable, big, prototypical frame that you like. Be able to shake off edge rushers and guys who break the pocket, be able to shred them off, right? Being able to go off key and make plays, right? Very good mobility, very good straight line speed, able to scramble, pick up yards down the field. The difference between Haynes King and Josh Allen was he operated in a pro-style system. He was under center for the most part at Wyoming. Okay? Versus him being in the shotgun, running spread, which Haynes King did a lot of RPO out of. Okay? He had to do what he had to do. Now, mind you, this is Josh Allen. This is Pro Bowler Josh Allen we're talking about. Coming out of college. The MVP Josh Allen. Okay. Coming out of college, they say he struggled with ball placement. He only completed 56.3% of his passes in college. He had too many missed opportunities, too many missed routine completions. This is Josh Allen coming out of college. This is Josh Allen coming out of college. They said he struggled with ball placement, had too many wide open misses. They said he frequently forces ball into double coverages. He relies too much on his arm strength. He has a lot of turnovers. Well, he still do that. Frequently forces ball in double coverages, has a lot of turnover. Here's the funny thing, though. Here's the funny one. They say Josh Allen's level of competition brings in question. His production against high-caliber opponents like Power 5 schools such as Iowa and Oregon wasn't there. Can you believe that? Now, Haynes King played against my Georgia Bulldogs, national champion Georgia Bulldogs, and went undrafted. Josh Allen struggled to beat Iowa and Oregon. Nigga said he could. What are we doing here? Haynes King, Power 5 school, literally because the player of the year doesn't get drafted. Josh Allen goes to Wyoming, struggles against Iowa, gets drafted in Oregon. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, guy. I don't know. And last but not least, they said that he has no finesse. He rather tries to fastball everything into there. So this was Josh Allen's scouting report coming out of college. Wow, okay. A lot of people compared him to Ben Roethlisberger coming out. Okay. Let's take a look at what Haynes King and Allen have in common. Josh Allen is 6'4". Haynes King is 6'2". Allen is significantly taller than Haynes King. Has a very typical, prototypical frame that you want when it comes to quarterback. When you look at the weight, Josh Allen is 237. Haynes King is 212. Pretty much the nice build that you want, right? Right? You want that nice build that you want, a heavy set frame. Josh Allen has bigger hands, meaning ball security issues should not be a problem in the weather. Haynes King only have 9-inch hands. I wish I had 9 inches. Here's where things start to turn a little bit here. Josh Allen ran a 4.7. Haynes King runs a 4.46. Haynes King possesses elite top tier speed compared to Josh Allen. As you guys very well seen in the Hall of Fame game. In a 10-second split, Josh Allen ran a 1.59. That means the ability to go from 1 yard to 10 yards. It took Josh Allen 1.59 seconds. Haynes King did it in 1.5, meaning that this dude has acceleration and burst that is so sneaky. He has elite bursts. Elite bursts in the 10-yard split. He has elite speed. Elite speed running a 4.46. Both of these guys have equal when it comes to vertical, having a 33.5-inch vertical. And when you're looking at the broad jump, they had 9.11 for Josh Allen, 9 1/8 when it comes to Haynes King. Similar lower power explosion from their legs up. Both of these gentlemen, when it comes to producing power from their legs, have similar metrics. So you're talking about Haynes King is faster, Haynes King is quicker than Josh Allen, but they have similar explosion metrics and power when it comes to the legs. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all won't hear me. You won't hear me. When it comes to the cone drill, the 3-cone drill, Josh Allen runs a 6.9 seconds. Haynes King ran a 6.89, meaning that he's both agile. They're both agile. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me Haynes King is quicker, faster than Josh Allen, and they both had the same agileness, and they both had the same power from the legs up. When it comes to the shuttle drill, check this out. Lateral quickness, lateral change of direction. Josh Allen had a 4.4 in the shuttle drill. Check this out. Haynes King ran a 4.17. So Haynes King is faster than Josh Allen. He's quicker than Josh Allen. They both have the same power and explosion as Josh Allen. And he has a quicker lateral change of direction than Josh Allen. Hey, man. Hey. Y'all about to cut this nigga? Y'all about to cut him? A nigga faster, quicker, equal power from the lower body up than... Josh Allen's physical upside is typical and ideal to take hits in the pocket. Also, with his lower body ability to power rush with his athleticism in the red zone. Haynes King was seen as a quick twitch kind of weapon, making him a true home run threat for bootleg plays. But according to scouts, they went back and said he was too small. They was afraid that he was going to get injured. I'm not buying that no more. We got a 5'9" quarterback that's 195 pounds who hasn't had yet to have any significant injuries. If you're worried about Haynes King getting injured at this point, you're doing yourself a very disservice, a very disgraceful disservice, because we got a 5'9" quarterback, 195. This is a natural, physical, uncanny gift from God when it comes to athleticism. If you let this boy go and you put him around weapons, you will regret this. If you let this boy go, you're gonna regret this. You're gonna regret this, Carolina. You're gonna regret this. You're gonna eat every. You're gonna regret this. You're gonna regret it. When it comes to arm talent compared to Josh Allen has a top tier generational kind of arm. He effortlessly flicks the ball down the field. Sometimes he lacks touch. However, Haynes King may not have that same kind of arm strength, but they said he has a functional, solid arm with touch on his throws. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me Josh Allen, who is bigger, stronger than Haynes King, a guy who can force the ball in there effortlessly, but he lacks touch on his throws? If you don't believe it matters, go look at the playoff game. Shout out to the Houston Texans. Shout out to anybody who played Josh Allen. He lacks touch. So wait a minute. The only good thing about Josh Allen is the fact that he has a rocket arm, he can run. But he lacks touch. You're talking about Haynes King, a guy who's quicker, a guy who's faster, a guy who's laterally more nimble than Josh Allen, a guy who has equal power in his legs to Josh Allen, a guy who is more positive when it comes to having power in his arm, but not to mitigate, he has enough. So he has a standard functional arm. What better touch than Josh Allen is a bust? A guy who played with running backs in college as receivers, converted running backs as his number one receiver. You can't find nothing to do with that? You mean to tell me a guy in college with his number one receiver being a running back converted, a guy who has more touch than Josh Allen on passes, a guy who has a good enough arm, probably better than Bryce's if you ask me. You can't do nothing with that? A guy who's literally faster, quicker, and equally strong with his lower body. Can't find nothing to do with that. A guy who had no weapons. A guy who took a school with no business being nowhere near ACC contender. A guy with nobody getting drafted. None of his receivers got drafted, became Offensive Player of the Year. That is insane to me. Carolina, if you let this boy go, you're going to regret it. I see why you shut him down. Yeah. The comp to Josh Allen is so scary in certain aspects, especially when it comes to this athleticism. I even say he has a better touch on the ball than Josh Allen. You give me Josh Allen's athleticism with a better touch on the ball, Josh Allen probably wins him a Super Bowl already. This is Josh Allen with better touch on the ball and no power. Or less power. Haynes King is Josh Allen with less power, equal running ability, and better touch and you're about to let him go. Think about that. And the only excuse you can make for why he doesn't deserve to be on the field is because his mechanics break down when it comes to his footwork under pressure. Nigga, let me tell you something. Let me just go back to my screen here. Scout said that the reason why Haynes King isn't worth or will not ever be a starter because mechanically his footwork breaks down when under pressure. You have a running back as your number one receiver. Not Jameson Williamson, not John Mechie, not Jackson and Jigba, not Marvin Harrison Jr. Georgia Tech offense was so poor that they had to run RPO. If you put Haynes King under center in Georgia Tech's offense with running backs playing receiver, he would have never got a pass off. If Haynes King wasn't as athletic as he was, there would be no reason to bite on the play action, meaning that it would be really, really bad for Georgia Tech last year. So I don't buy this. Like this over analysis of Haynes King being bad because his footwork or him being in a system where he had to rely on RPO because the shit around him was so trash. It's not valid. If Haynes King was running RPO and you had Jackson and Jigba, you had Jameson Williams and John Mechie on the outside, I'm kind of scratching my head. Wait a minute, you got speed on the outside and you running RPO. You got Calvin Johnson out there or something like that. What are we doing here? And maybe this guy's a system guy. The system was designed because the shit around him was so bad. It wasn't because he couldn't do from a pro-style system. That's why I don't get this shit. I don't understand. Like, why are we not equivalating the understanding that he had to do what he had to do because the things around him were bad? But yet we want to rule out that if we improve his circumstances, that he won't improve as well. And if I don't put Haynes King around Cat McMillan, he won't do good. And if I don't give Haynes King Darren Waller, he won't do good. Jalen Coker, he won't do good. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. He struggled against Iowa and Oregon. My man played at Georgia Tech, took Georgia to the fucking brinks of elimination out of the playoff. With nobodies. He took my Georgia Bulldogs to the brink of elimination. 2 in the morning. I had anxiety for days. 2 in the morning, 8 overtimes. With nobodies. But yet, we're talking about his mechanics being rushed because he played with nobody. You're damn right. If I had running backs as my number one receiver, my footwork will be breaking down too, dog. Yeah. My feet work will be breaking down too if I didn't have any number one receivers. My throws will be rushed at times too if I didn't have any. Y'all don't hear me though. But then we want to rule out if we give him weapons, he can't do it. That's like you saying, hey, you can't do something I never seen you do. I'm not going to give you a chance to prove me wrong, but I know you can't do it. I'm not going to give you a chance to prove me wrong, but I know you can't do it. That's what you're doing to Haynes King. You can't be good with number one receivers. Why won't you give him a shot? Prove it wrong. Oh, you can't. You have to use the RPO system to be good. Okay, give him a shot. Let's see. Why won't you do it? Why won't you put him with the number ones? Why won't you give him a shot? Because you know what's going to happen. Yeah. You know what time it is, baby. First down, baby. Touchdown, baby. You know why you don't want to put him in there. So instead of you giving him a shot, you just rule him out. Let's keep going. Let's get some king emojis. King emoji. I want some crowns in my chat, please. King. I want some crown emojis in my chat. Crown. King. Let's get some king emojis in the chat. Crown. King. Get some crown emojis up here. All right, I'm almost done, y'all. And I don't talk for an hour here. Now, let's continue here. Carolina Panthers roster move. Get ready to come up here real soon, y'all. Real soon. We're getting ready to come up here. And when you look at this quarterback roster, really, man, it's a one-man race for the backup. It's Haynes King. Let's get them crown. King. It's really a one-man race, a two-man race. Haynes King and Kenny Pickett. Kyle Trask will not be on this team, okay? When I look at this backup, and I look at Kenny Pickett, who did do nice, okay? He did all right. You got to ask yourself, who has the bigger upside? In the chat, who has the bigger upside? Who has the bigger upside in the chat? Kenny Pickett or Haynes King? It's Stay right there. Let me read this super sticker, baby. Shout out to my nigga Achilles. Haynes King is going 3 and out, 4 drives in a row with number ones. Question mark. He said Haynes King going 3 and out, 4 drives in a row with the ones. I doubt it. I doubt it. If you're asking me, will he go 3 and out with the ones? I strongly doubt it. That's real quick. Before I keep going, let's get some king emojis. I love me some king. Let's get some crown. King. Okay. In the chat, real quick. Who has the bigger upside? Haynes King or Kenny Pickett? King. Real quick, Haynes King or Kenny Pickett? While you guys are doing that, if you're new to the channel, subscribe for me, please. We're trying to get to 2K. If you like the content, hit the like button, share, subscribe. The answer's simple, y'all. The answer's simple. The answer's simple. It's Haynes King. Kenny Pickett played with Pittsburgh, started 2 years over there. He had George Pickens and Deontay Johnson in the NFL. In college, he had Jordan Addison, the Blitnikoff a winner, as the top receiver in the nation. You guys are going to hear me. You guys are going to have to feel me, man. Kenny Pickett, coming out of college, had Jordan Addison, the number one receiver in the nation coming out of college. And you wonder why Kenny Pickett's on his 3rd team right now. When you rely on superstardom players to get you over the hump, it makes you look good. Haynes King didn't win Offensive Player of the Year with George Addison. You guys got to feel me, man. I know you're listening, but are you hearing what I'm saying? Kenny Pickett, coming out of college, had number 1 receiver, Jordan Addison. Number 1 receiver, yeah. He looked good because Jordan Addison helped him. And then he goes to Pittsburgh with George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. Lord, give me a second here. Shout out to God of Blackness. The fact that our dear sweet Panthers want to sit this man in the background to correct his footwork is bad. To you, because you are that thirsty to throw Bryce Young out there. You're cutting your nose off to spite your face. How do you know that the Panthers are sitting him down because his footwork is bad? How do you know? Did they say that? Drop the link. I'm going to give you permission. Drop the link in the chat to show me that. Because I'm willing to bet, put him out there, even with his bad footwork. You know they said the same thing about Josh Allen too, right? His mechanics kind of get messed up at times. I'm willing to bet that even with his bad mechanics, he's still going to go out there and make plays. Now, he's going to make his fair share of mistakes. But I'm willing to bet you that dude makes more positive plays than mistakes. The excuse is the undrafted rookie needs to be trained. The same undrafted rookie who came in here with no weapons from Georgia Tech, that same month in draft, he didn't have Jordan Addison. He didn't have that guy. He didn't have Jordan Addison. He didn't have Jordan Addison. He didn't have Jameon Williamson. He didn't have John Mechie. Now you're launching. We're not going to launch. I speak in facts. You speak in hypotheticals. Difference between me and you, my nigga. I speak in facts. You speak in hypotheticals. You're saying hypothetically they're sitting him down to protect him because his mechanics are bad. That same shitty mechanics, that same play that he got out there with no weapons, with running backs as receivers, led him to an Offensive Player of the Year in a Power 5 school. You're hypothetically saying it's bad mechanics. You're speaking in hypotheticals. I'm speaking in facts. We're not the same, brother. Nice try. Jordan, he didn't have Jordan Addison. He didn't have Jordan Addison. He didn't have Jameson Williamson. Bryce had Jameson Williamson. He didn't have what's that black nigga from Houston Texans defense? What's his name? Will Anderson? Georgia Tech to have Will Anderson to have his back. You niggas can't debate me, bruh. You can't see me with this stuff. I'm surgical with this mic. You can't see me, dog. You will not see me, brother. I dot my I's and I cross my T's like a motherfucker, dog. I'm that nigga on this mic. You gotta believe me when I say I know what I'm doing, baby. I'm that nigga. You know it. Thought you knew. I thought you knew, nigga. You speaking hypothetical. And I'm telling you what's the fact. The fact is my nigga ain't never had shit and turned out to be shit. That's as simple as plain as I can put it. But niggas like Kenny Pickett and other niggas out here, Jordan Addison coming out of college. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out right here. Check this out. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. West. Let's get some king emojis. Let's get some king emojis in the chat, please. West. King emojis in the chat, please. Let me show you something right here. Let's get some king emojis out there. Give me some king emojis in the chat. West. Nigga, I'm surgical with this, dog. Stay right there. Kenny Pickett, when he got in the league, right? Oh, how beautiful is that? Your first year in the league, first of all, coming out of college, you had the #1 nation receiver in Jordan Addison. And now you're gifted Deontay Jordan and George Pickens. Oh. Now you're gifted Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. And let's not forget about Pat Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth. And the best you can do is 800 yards with Deontay Johnson, 800 yards with Pickens, and 700 yards with Pat Freiermuth. The best you can do with Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth is a grand whopping fat total of 2,400 yards. Lord Jesus. Give Haynes King, Pat Freiermuth, Deontay Johnson, and George Pickens. And Najee Harris. Lord Jesus. My nigga, 2,400 yards with Pat Freiermuth, 1,000-yard rusher, George Pickens, and Deontay Johnson. Oh my God. Not to mention Kenny Pickett got small hands. Haynes King got 9-inch hands. His hands ain't the biggest, but it's bigger than Kenny Pickett. Okay, maybe that was a mulligan, right? Okay, that's a mulligan, right? That's a mulligan. Let's go to year number 2 in Pittsburgh, right? Year number 2 in Pittsburgh, okay? $1,100 yards with George Pickens. 700 yards with Deontay Johnson. No other receiver has over 370 yards. Year 2, Kenny Pickett, a guy who had Jordan Addison coming out of college, goes for a whopping 2,000 yards with another 1,000-yard rusher. Give Haynes King, George Pickens. You give Haynes King, Pat Freiermuth. You give Haynes King, Deontay Johnson in his prime. You give Haynes King back-to-back 1,000-yard rusher. He's throwing for more than 2,400 yards or more than 2,000 yards. This is the best of Haynes King, y'all. I mean, this is the best of Kenny Pickett. This is the best of Kenny Pickett, y'all. There's no way in any universe, whether it be the Ultraverse or the Spider-Verse, that I'm keeping. And this is the reason why the nigga got unemployed after that last year. Because even the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now I'm not an NFL GM. I'm not an NFL GM. The Pittsburgh Steelers set up here after drafting Kenny Pickett, literally, with prime Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. They said, ain't no way in hell this nigga throwing for 20. That's the best. That's the best of Kenny Pickett. This is the best of Kenny Pickett. That's the best of Kenny Pickett. That's him. Yeah. This is who you guys want to keep over Haynes King. And then you get knuckleheads like God of Blackness. I love picking on God of Blackness, by the way. I'm a bully on this mic. I bully niggas like God of Blackness. I'm messing with it. I love him, man. Good brother. Look, but I'm still going to bully your ass. Did you get people like God of Blackness that will hop on this mic and literally say that they just keeping him down because his footwork is bad? 2 of the 3 quarterbacks on our roster are directly tied to David Tepper's heart. Bryce Young. We gave up a kingdom ransom for Bryce Young. David Tepper directly invited him to a Super Bowl suite before he was drafted. Before he was drafted, David Tepper directly invited him to a Super Bowl suite. These are heart ties. I have a personal affinity for you. Well, Big Cat, what they got to do with Kenny Pickett? My man is from Pennsylvania. David Tepper's from Pennsylvania. Kenny Pickett from Pennsylvania. Went to Pittsburgh. If you don't see the politics in this game, I don't know what else to tell you. You don't see the politics in this? Because there's no way, and no, people say he has a more polished resume. Where? He went 2,400 yards with 2 stud receivers in their prime, and you call that being polished? Kenny Pickett's been passed around more than some. I ain't gonna say that. Kenny Pickett's been passed around. I'm trying to be good, y'all. Kenny Pickett's been passed around, hasn't done nothing. It's funny because Kenny Pickett was a former first-round pick, and that nigga's leash was shorter than. I ain't gonna say that. Kenny Pickett's leash was short. I'm trying to be good, y'all. But we'll sit here and we'll hold Bryce Young's hand. The Pittsburgh Steelers held on to Kenny Pickett for literally a couple of years and said, hell no. Hell no. You're a former first-round overall pick. You had Jordan Addison, #1 wide receiver that year. And you come in here and you give me 2,400 yards passing with 2 prolific receivers and Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. Then you double down with that. You give my man George Pickens 1,100 yards, but then you turn around and only have 2,000 yards passing. But you're a top first-round draft pick. They threw his ass out with the bathwater. Shout out to a real organization. They threw his out with the bathwater, baby. They threw Kenny. Because they know that this ain't it. It don't take them 4 or 5 years to realize that it ain't it. Numbers don't lie. I can lie. Women can lie. You can lie. Families lie. But numbers don't lie, my nigga. Because Kenny Pickett was a product made from star receivers out of college. When he got into the pro, when the scheme became elaborate and difficult to deal with, you seen the true Kenny Pickett. One of them more locking in one read guys. One of them more locking in with one read guys like just throw to Jordan Addison, he'll make me look good. The NFL, you can't do that. You can have a star receiver on your team and still be ass. But Haynes King. Haynes King. Let's take a look. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart is broken in pieces. Here's my offering. Kneel before the throne. It ain't gonna be too long. Haynes King, a guy who was forced to spread the ball around in college. He's not a guy subjected to having one-star receiver. Ball distribution and high volume accuracies is his game. He had over 10 different receivers in a single game with an 82.8 completion percentage. He didn't have Jordan Addison. He didn't have Jamison Williamson. He didn't have Mechie. He didn't have Jamari Gibbs, my nigga. He didn't have that. He didn't have it. He didn't have it, man. All he had was a bunch of nobody niggas. And he spread the ball around in the game. 10 different receivers at an 82.2 completion percentage. He doesn't get locked on to one nigga. But you'd rather keep a guy, Kenny Pickett, as long as you got a number one receiver on the team, he'll force feed him for about 2,000 yards in 16 games. That's cool with y'all? Y'all cool with that? Lord Jesus. I don't know what else to say to you guys, man. So maybe I won't. Let me wrap it up. Let me go back to my main screen here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children alike, I come to you today to humbly tell you, if the Panthers decide to move on from Haynes King, you will regret it. The sheer amount of raw talent and uncanny-like traits will develop him into a star. Will it be in Carolina? I don't know. I don't know. I would hope it be in Carolina. As far as Kenny Pickett being on the roster, he shouldn't. Or if he's going to be a third quarterback, let him be a third quarterback. Every con. And see, this is my fair analysis. A lot of you guys who give me a hard time, you're just like Haynes King. I literally gave you his flaws. See, unlike, and this is why I try to tell you, man, this is why I'm the best at what I do from my perspective. Because I could be biased. I could come in here and say, you know, Haynes King is good. And that's how a lot of you Bryce fans, you think. In your analysis and assessment of Bryce, all you do is tell me what he does good. God of Blackness was sitting here till his fucking throat turned. My nigga would take fucking horses to the throat, but he won't mention none of his flaws. Black King Swole, they'll come in here. And a couple other you guys in the chat, you'll come in here and you'll put that donkey in your shit so deep, but you'll never mention his flaws. What makes me so impenetrable and perpetuous with this shit is I give you both sides of the table. Haynes King, I told you about his footwork. It can be a mess at times. Haynes King doesn't have the biggest arm in the world, right? I give you both sides of the spectrum, my nigga. I'm not a one-read nigga. I'm cut from a different cloth. You and I are not the same when it comes to this analysis shit. Because only a nigga with security and understanding of shit can give you the weaknesses and still punch you with the strength. Niggas like God of Blackness, they keep that nigga God of Blackness, King Swole. Yeah, I give you the weakness. Yeah, I give you the weakness. Yeah, I give you the weakness. Here you go. Here go the weak. Pow! Hit your ass with the right. Hit you with the right. Yeah. That's what kind of nigga I am with this shit. And although Haynes King has flaws, and yes, he still has process to develop, he has time to develop certain things. His God-given physical traits and characteristics that make him so unique are so undeniable that if you let his weakness trip your ass up, you're going to miss out on all the things he do well. Josh Allen was said that he can't put touch on balls. Josh Allen's an MVP. Last time I checked, having touch on the ball is pretty important. But yeah, he's scouts said he's not that. They said that Josh Allen lost to Iowa and Oregon from Wyoming, so he can't compete with big-time players. But yet, Josh Allen has been to AFC Championship game. Josh Allen has been MVP. Josh Allen didn't have no weapons coming out of Wyoming. And he was drafted high because he had a big, strong arm. And he had a nice physical set of legs and mobility. Haynes King had fucking nobody, no receivers. It's comparatively, when it comes to his lower body strength and speed, comparatively better than Josh Allen. And he has touch on the ball with less strength. And he didn't get drafted, and he won a Power 5 Offensive Player of the Year. You have, I don't know what scouts are missing. What am I missing? You mean to tell me a nigga with the comp of a athleticism of Josh Allen, but better and better touch on the ball, and win a Power 5 Conference Offensive Player of the Year in the same category as Jalen Hurts, the same category as Jaden Daniels, and the same category as Johnny Manziel, in the same category as Lamar Jackson? You niggas don't want that? His number one receiver, Jamal Haynes, was a running back converted receiver. None of his receivers got drafted. The defending AFC champion, ACC champion, Mario Cristobal, head coach from the University of Miami, said this guy's hard to stop. He can spread it everywhere. And you want to trip off some mechanics? You want to trip off his flaws, his mechanics, versus his physical, undeniable traits. You mean to tell me this is how a lot of you guys are short-sighted? This is how you look at life. This is how you look at life. A lot of you niggas, you look at the small shit in life that tripping you up, right? You look at the small stuff in life and you harp on it. Man, this right here, instead, you have the given gift and talent to overcome anything you choose to put your mind to. Some of you are gifted. Some of you guys are talented. Some of you guys are so unique. But your mind is so shallow that you allow for the little shit to trip you up and keep you from reaching your ceiling, man. That's what the Panthers are about to do with Haynes King. Because his footwork ain't the best. And I told you why footwork is important. Footwork, that's where anybody who passes the ball at a high clip, footwork matters. There cannot be a good quarterback in this league if you don't have good footwork. Throwing the ball comes from your feet to your legs up, through your hips and to your arm. But the key word was under pressure. When you put somebody on his lap, his footwork, it dies. But the context, you gotta add context. If you want to talk about his footwork, God of blackness, that's why I told you, nigga, you can't see me. You can't see me. You can't see me, God of blackness. God of blackness, you can't see me, dog. I know you're nice, but you're not built like this, baby. You're not built like this. You can't see me. Let's get the king emojis. I'm finna go off on this nigga. King emojis. If you want to add context to why Haynes King's footwork is bad, maybe, don't you think it has something to do with having shitty running backs as a wide receiver? Maybe it had to do with a slot receiver who ran track and field but did not know how to run the route tree? Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I got something for your asses. Give me 1 second. Oh, shit, I closed it out. Never mind. I was going to pull it back up. Maybe it has something to do with him having receivers that didn't even know how to run the route tree at Georgia Tech. Don't you think you'll be getting rushed too? Hey, God of blackness, I'm on your top, nigga. I'm on your ass like dirt. I told you, brother. Hey, listen, this is preseason. Wait till regular season come. If you think I'm a big precious nigga, wait till big precious get a hold of your ass come regular season. I will devour you, nigga. You can't see me. You can't see me, dog. King. Nigga, you can't see me. Nigga want us quick. Nigga was quick to well, maybe they just keeping him on the bench because his feet work. Nigga, I put your goofy ass out there and let you catch passes from goddamn wide receivers turn running back. I put your goofy ass out there and let tight ends that turn to be defensive end to be your number one receiver. I put your goofy ass out there and let you goddamn throw to fucking linemen that used to be fucking middle linebackers. And see how your fucking feet will be. Your feet gonna be like this. I'll put your goofy, silly ass out there, let you throw passes to running backs and fullbacks as your number one option. See how calm your feet will be, nigga. Them big black trucker boot be like this. Them big old black trucker boot be like this. I put your big black trucker boot ass. Nigga just throwing shit out there, bruh. You damn right that nigga feet will. You know what I mean? Nigga talking about his feet was rushed in college. Yeah, because he had fucking running backs turn receivers. This nigga had a track star. He had a track star at receiver that did not know how to run routes. I'm pretty sure they would lighten his ass up. I'm pretty sure that nigga. Them big. That nigga feet was probably jumping up and down, nigga. Like you be on them clutch. You strike me as a clutch driving. You know how your big black ass boots be on that gear shifter when you going up in that. That's how that nigga feet was in the. Yeah, clutch driving ass. Your shit'll be just like that in the pocket. Running backs is number one receiver. Fuck out of him. Oh yeah. Feel good today. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah. All right. All right. Any questions today? I'm sorry, y'all. I got a sense of humor. Automatic truck. You ain't no real man. You drive an automatic truck. Nigga say he drive automatic. Real niggas don't drive no automatic truck, my nigga. Real niggas want to shift them gears. Said drop the link. I can't drop the link on this software. I don't know how to. The audio won't come through. What I will do is in a minute, I'll cut this off and I'll start a new Zoom. But this right here, for whatever reason, I tried it one time before when I bring people up. I can hear you, but the audience won't better hear you. So I'll start it. Y'all want a live Zoom? I'll drop the Zoom. Okay, that's all I got for you guys today. Very good live. Let's take some questions and comments. I ran over a little bit today. I told you it was going to be a big, long live tonight, okay? Let's get some questions and comments in the chat, man, before I get up out of here. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share, subscribe. And before I do that, man, let's do a commercial break, and then we'll take some questions.
Yo, Panthers fans, you need to check out the IncredibleFanatics.com. They have the absolute best selection of gear. Get ready for game day and rep your team right. Click my link below to get yours today. Panthers fans, don't miss any games. Fubo offers over 300 live channels, including sports, news, and entertainment. Get cloud DVR and top leagues for a free trial. Use my link below.
All right, man, as the man said in the comment, make sure you click the links in the description. Y'all, we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. If you would so kindly, please make sure you sub up to the channel. If you enjoy the content, we got so much more to go, man. I definitely appreciate you guys so much. We're literally at 1988, y'all. I'm ready to burst with excitement. So let's get to 2,000 subscribers. Be sure to check out fanatics.com. Get you guys some real cool merchandise, things of that nature. They often have a lot of sales and discounts and also free shipping on certain select items. Matter of fact, when I end this live, I just picked up something real nice for you guys. I picked up something real nice and I want to show you guys. And I'm going to put it in a YouTube short. So be on the lookout for that. Very beautiful thing I just picked up. And I'll tell you where you can buy that as well. FuboTV. Again, a lot of you guys, you watch football. You may be out of market. Some of you guys may be in Arizona, Texas, North Carolina, outside of North Carolina, wherever you may be, right? But you want to make sure you got a good connection. And using FuboTV, they got a free trial, right? The link's in the description in the comment section. Just click it, right? Click it. Make sure you guys click it. If you don't like it, you can cancel the subscription. But I guarantee you will like it. Plus, they have DVR for those who considering purchasing. Okay, so if you guys got to work or whatever, make sure you hit that, and you can watch the game when you get off work. And last but not least, fantasy football leagues are available. Let's get this sold up by September 4th. League 1 is full. If you want to send some money in to join League 1, it's already full. Okay, League 2 is open. League 3 is open. League 4 has 3 spots left. And the rest of the leagues are as follows, okay? So make sure you guys, let's get these full, man. If not, I'll refund everybody's money and then we'll move on, okay? But let's get them full. I like doing this. I paid out over $4,000 over the last couple of years. So let's do it, okay? Let's do it. Any questions in the chat for me? Any questions, any concern? Any questions, any concern in the chat? We are 1989. Thank you for that subscription there. Gentlemen just subscribed there. Thank you. Any more questions, any more concerns in the chat? This is question time. I know I ran over a little bit today. Normally I like to make time for questions and stuff. But I ran a little bit over because I'm tired of this Haynes King slander, right? Shout out to GR7993. He said Tepper is scared of Haynes King. He is. My man God of Blackness said that the reason why Haynes King is on the bench because of his footwork. Can you believe that? Yeah, let's go with that. He's on the bench because of his footwork. Let's go with that. That sounds very good. Shout out to Johan. He said Bryce is in year 4 and he still has footwork with no trace. That's right, Johan. That's right. He said Bryce is in year number 4 with sloppy footwork and no trace. Shout out to Johan, man. I love my audience. I love my audience so much. I love my 95ers. Shout out to my 95ers. You guys don't understand. You make exceptions when you have physical traits that outweigh the norm. It doesn't mean that you don't still work on them. Although Haynes King may have sloppy footwork, with context, it's because he had nobody around him. Well, let's say he's still holding on to those bad habits. This guy's ceiling is so high, you cannot just simply let him go. You don't let me tell you this. See, I could tell this. Some of you guys are the kind of people that get a pizza and you'll throw it away if it got burnt crust. Some of you guys will throw a piece away because it got burnt crust. I'm the kind of nigga that look at a pizza, aka Haynes King, with all that gooey, sticky, hot cheese, that bubbling, sizzling pepperoni, that bittersweet, tangy marinara. And I say, shit, I'm gonna devour that pizza. You guys will look at a pizza, yucky, got burnt crust. And you'll throw away a perfectly good pizza. That's how you niggas look at Haynes King. Oh, he got a little footwork issue. He ain't worth having. Not knowing that the nigga literally played with nobodies and running backs at receiver. How you niggas look at him. Which is so that when if you say Haynes King ain't worth it, that's the same stupid logic as looking at a burnt piece of edge and throwing it away. It's stupid. Stupid. Now, if I told you niggas you paying $29.99 for a large pizza and it had a little burnt crust on it, would you throw it away then? If you got enough common sense to say, hey, I won't throw it away, then you shouldn't have common sense to do the same thing Haynes King, bro. All this shit is common sense. It's not even that hard, brother. It's not even hard. Okay. What we got here, man? Shout out to Jeremy. He said, you want to cleanse for real? No, sir. No, I drink chamomile tea. Let me clear this up. Shout out to Jeremy. I drink chamomile tea. In case you guys don't know, I have anxiety. I have real bad anxiety. Sometimes I have it when I'm going live. You won't know. You will never know. I will never let you see it. Okay? Something I struggle with. Chamomile tea is a natural property that promotes calming. And it gives you a calming feeling. So a lot of you people, why you keep drinking that shit? Because it keeps me from going calm. Okay? And I do some other things as well to help myself stay calm. So not in no kind of fast or nothing. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things where it takes a lot to kind of keep myself calm. Yeah. And whatever's in that motherfucking flower, it helps me stay calm. There's time, listen, I won't let you see me geek, because I geek sometimes. I geek real bad. I won't let you see it. Sometimes I've been on live at geeking. You couldn't tell. Yeah, I control it. But chamomile tea partially helps me with that. Yeah. Shout out to 1G Podcast. He said, I think I'm getting pizza for dinner. Good call. Papa John's or Domino's? Papa John's or Domino's, brother? Yeah, shout out to Jeremy. He said, say less. Yeah, man. Yeah, I won't let you see me geek. That's why I drink it. Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy. He said you can scrape off the burnt part. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You know, if you look at Haynes King as the burnt pizza with burnt crust, you could just scrape the burnt crust off, right? Yeah. His feet work can be. You can't find. You ain't. Listen, I'll say this. The crazy thing about it here, and I hate to bring race into it, he's a white boy running 4.6. He's a white boy running 4.6. You're talking about a league that dominated with African Americans. He's in a league dominated with African Americans, and he's outrunning them. That's like that. That's like watching the rare unicorn, a striped unicorn. That's a rarity. And if the Carolina Panthers do keep Haynes King, and you think you're gonna put him on some goal line package, that's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Do you really want to be the executive that passed up on Haynes King and he goes somewhere like a Dallas? You know what I mean? And let's say Dak Prescott doesn't work out, or he goes somewhere like a Miami, or he goes somewhere where they actually take care of him and he shows the hell out. Do you really want to be the executive that does that? God of Blackness, I got a question for you. I'm going to pick on God of Blackness. I like fucking with him. God of Blackness, I got a question for you. Answer me. I got a question for you, God of Blackness. Answer me. Watch this, y'all. Step back. Watch this. I'm finna KO this nigga. Watch this. Sit back, little daddy. I got him. God of Blackness. I got a question for you. Come here, bro. Watch out, little daddy. ISO. I want to ISO with this nigga. Watch me kill this nigga, bro. Metaphorically. Watch me kill this nigga. ISO. God of Blackness, come here. You still here? Did he run off? Did God of Blackness run off? God of Blackness, did you run off? Is God of Blackness still in here? I want to ISO with this nigga. ISO. I'm gonna kill this nigga right here. Okay. God of Blackness. Where's the GM that drafted Bryce Young? Where's the GM that drafted Bryce Young? Where's the GM that drafted Bryce Young? He said, "Don't Desi me. I'm not gonna Desi you. You spend good money with me. Yeah, I would never cut the money off. I'm petty, but I ain't that petty. I ain't cutting the money off, my nigga. Yeah, you keep sending those monies in." God of Blackness, answer me. Where is the GM that got rid of where's the GM that drafted Bryce Young? Don't nobody else answer this question. I want God of Blackness to answer this question. Where's the GM that drafted Bryce Young? Don't nobody answer this question but God of Blackness. He said, I'm driving, but you still typing, nigga. Answer the question. Somebody answer it. I want somebody else answer for him. Somebody else answer for him. Somebody else answer for him. He said, I'm driving, but then he types again. Somebody. I ain't got nothing else to say, y'all. The life we live is stuff. Ain't nobody fucking with us, cause it's hard to see I'm the man. That nigga's unemployed, ain't he? Why he not with this team, bro? Hey, stay right there, ISO. I'm gonna pick on this nigga. I'm gonna make you mine. No homo, no pause. I'm gonna make you mine today. I'm exposing your ass today. My job is to tear all your credibility down today. ISO. Why is he with the team no more, bro? My job is to tear this nigga shit apart. I'm gonna tear this nigga's credibility down. ISO, why he not with the team no more, dog? You can't see me, bro. You can't see me. You can't see me. Why is it Scott Fitterer no longer with the team? You can't see me, dog. You can't see me, bro. My point that I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to scouting and roster personnel, you don't want to be the guy that makes your team go all in with somebody and then fuck around and be a bust. Shout out to Bryce Young. Your owner believes in Bryce Young so much that he fired the nigga that drafted him. You can't see me. You can't see me. You niggas can't see me. Your owner believes in Bryce Young so much that the nigga that drafted him was fired. You can't see me, bro. That's why y'all gotta stop playing with me, dog. Y'all gotta stop playing with me, bro. You really want to be the guy that looks your owner in the face and say Haynes King wasn't worth it, and then Haynes King turns out to go to another organization and ball out? You can't see me, dog. You can't see me. Niggas believe in Bryce Young so much that they fired the guy they drafted. They drafted him. Do you think Dan Morgan and whoever else in that scouting department want to be the next idiot to step up to David Tepper and say, hey, this guy, this undrafted guy who was an offensive player of the year in a Power 5 school, a guy who's in the same breath as Jaden Daniels, same breath as Jalen Hurts, same breath as Johnny Manziel, same breath as Lamar Jackson, right? Has no value. The same guy in the comp of Josh Allen in similar fashion has no value. Do you want to be that GM or the executive that says that and he goes somewhere and balls out? Not because he couldn't do it in Carolina, because another team seemed more value to him. Wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta swoop in. Wouldn't be surprised. I heard Cowboys fans want him. The worst feeling in the world to a man is losing a good woman. The worst feeling in the world is losing a good woman. Knowing you had a friend, a partner, somebody with uncanny-like features and traits. Somebody who was there for you when you needed them the most. Not only just physically and sexually, but also to be your peace your covering, your armor bearer. And knowing that you didn't value her because you were too busy chasing skeezers. That girl that you seen no value in. Now she goes get with Big Dick Jody. Big Jody. Big Jody got time for her. Big Jody respects her. Stay right there. Shout out to GR. Shout out, hold on, man. Shout out to GR7993. Remember, everyone wanted an offensive head coach? Well, we on the second one. Both hands over playing call. Shout out to GR, man. He said, remember, everyone wanted an offensive head coach? Well, we on the second one. And both handed over play calling. Wow. So we had two offensive head coaches, and they passed over play calling. Both of them niggas said, shit, we can't do nothing with this nigga. You had two offensive head coaches, and they both handed over play calling. They said, shit, somebody got to figure this out. Hey, y'all take this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Back to what I was saying, though. The worst feeling in the world is a man losing a good woman because you were too busy chasing skeezers. And now she's with Big Jody. Some of this is going to hit home to you guys. Now the girl that you said you seen no value in, the girl that rubbed your back, the girl that gave you a beer, the girl that cooked that enchiladas, that girl that would do everything on your birthday and Valentine's Day and treat you like a man that you deserve to be. You seen no value in her because you got a one-night fling with the stripper from Onyx. But now that good girl that you was with, now she's with Jody. Now she's with Jody. The difference between you and Jody, well, for one, he's bigger. Shout out to Denarno. Shout out to Big Chris. That girl you seen no value in is with Big Jody. Jody's bigger, has more patience. Not only does he have more patience, he's fun. He's kind. He's considerate. That nigga even washes dishes. And he got money too. Got a big career too. It's not the only thing that's big, but he has a big career. And now, that girl that with the physical attributes and traits that you saw nothing in her is living her best life. You go on her Instagram. Jody has your girl and Sandra Pay. Have you ever seen the white sands of Cabo? Have you ever seen the blue, clear crystal waters in San Tropez? Meanwhile, because you saw no value in your girl, now, you don't hooked up with some skeezer for Onyx, some scripper from Onyx, and initially it was fun to you. She was even more cuter to her. But now, you gotta worry about other niggas in it. She doesn't give you the peace like your girl did. She don't cook, she don't clean. Oh, she stay in your pocket. She's in your pocket all the time. You gotta worry about her cheating on you. She got 3 badass kids. Not yours, not yours. Even put you in a drought. That girl that you let go away, that loved you, washed your doodle stained basketball boxers when you go out there with your homies all night, scrape marks in your underwear, looking like a Cincinnati Bengals and don't have a party in your underwear. Yeah, that girl's gone. This girl leave your fucking clothes stanky, no food on the table. It even put you in a drought. She's always gone all the time. When she come back, she don't want nothing to do with you. Now you're wondering, why did I let her go? Now you're forced to just whack it off every day. Yeah. Oh, I wonder what she's doing tonight. And I wonder, is Jody treating her right? Oh, I wonder. Yeah. You wonder what Big Jody's doing to your girl. And that girl's name is Haynes King. Don't be the guy to let Jody get Haynes King. Don't be the guy to let Haynes King go. That's the moral of that story I just told you, niggas. That's the moral of the story. Oh, yeah. Oh, I wonder what she's doing tonight. You don't know the name of that song? Go to TikTok, type it in. See what they're talking about. That girl's name is Haynes King. I don't even want to imagine somebody in my Haynes King. I don't even want to imagine Atlanta Falcons in my Haynes King. Or the Dallas. And AJC, oh my God, he's so brilliant. Oh my God, another touchdown to Kyle Pitts. Oh my God, Bijan Robinson. Oh my God, we're finna win this. All right. Any questions out there, man? Yeah, I'm fucking tripping. Yeah, all right, man. It's time for me to go, man. Love y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. Y'all pay for everything, man. Oh, anyway, hey, look, man, we got some merchandise coming for you guys soon, man. I know some of you guys want some 1995 merchandise. It will be drop shipping, okay? So check it out, man. I'll drop the link here soon, okay? I love each and every one of you guys. And let's get to 2,000 subscribers, okay? Let's get to 2,000 subscribers if you would. Take advantage of the fantasy football leagues and all the other good stuff. I love you guys, man. Hit the like button, share button, subscribe. Share the video, man. If you know somebody that's a Panthers fan, you know, or somebody that's a football fan and you want some good content, tell them to share the video, man. I'm challenging you, man. All 80-some of you guys, share the video. Find one person. Can y'all do that for me? Find one person that you know that loves football and just share the video. One person. That's all I ask. And do that every day. Every day, that's y'all goal. Share the video with one person, okay? And continue to subscribe, like, and share, okay? With that being said, I love you guys. I'm going to pay some bills and get up out of here.
Yo, Panthers fans, you need to check out the IncredibleFanatics.com. They have the absolute best selection of gear. Get ready for game day and rep your team right. Click my link below to get yours today. Panthers fans, don't miss any games. Fubo offers over 300 live channels, including sports, news, and entertainment. Get Cloud DVR and Top League for a free trial. Use my link below.